Are there any misconceptions about you? Do people ever get you wrong, or do they always get you right? Do they always know what you're thinking and what you're doing, or do they ever accuse you of doing anything that is not good, like sometimes people accuse me? And that's what this video is about. This video is about me and the misconceptions that they have about me. So this is what I look like. In case you forgot, I'm a real person. I'm not made up, even though some people say that I'm not real. I'm Joey Arnold, Original Oatmeal. That's me, in case you don't know. A lot of people say a lot of bad things about me sometimes, and that's usually what happens in life. People call me crazy, but then again, I say, hey, people call Michael Jackson crazy, but was Michael Jackson crazy? Maybe. So that might be a bad example. Or I might talk about Hitler sometimes, and then people are like, don't talk about Hitler. And I say, well, I did a book report about him in 9th grade when I was about 15. And people say, no, you should not do that. But I still want to do that sometimes. So this is me. I'm an American, born in the USA in 1985, and I've wanted to travel the world since 1993, when I was 8 years old. And I was able to go to Canada in 2006, and now in 2012, I came here to teach English in Vietnam. So I've been in Vietnam since 2012, and I really care about people. I really care about doing things that will help people, but sometimes people don't understand. So, let's talk about this. You were able to see me for a second, so that you know I'm real. And now we're going to talk about misconceptions. Are there any misconceptions about you? Do people always understand you? Or do people ever misunderstand you sometimes? Do people ever misinterpret your actions? Look, how you act, where you go, what you do, who you associate with, etc. Do people ever get you right or wrong? Do people ever get you wrong? Do people ever misinterpret, misread what you say, what you do, how you act? Do people always know? Do you ever misinterpret anybody else? Do you ever, or are you always perfect? I believe that people are not perfect and that sometimes people make mistakes. So it's like sometimes we're going to do this, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're going to do that. This video is going to talk about the misconceptions of me. This video is going to talk about what people say about me, things that are not exactly true. Things that are not exactly true. Again, this is very important, and please don't forget, this video is going to be a really short video, hopefully not too long. This video is going to talk about what people say about me, things that are not true exactly. Things that are not exactly true. I'm that guy from Taken. I'm gonna beat you if you ever take my daughter. Okay, let me say, I will try my best. You know, I'll try to make this video as short and sweet as possible. But there's so many things I want to say, but, you know, like, I'm gonna try to make this video as sweet as possible, as short as possible, but there's so many things I want to say that are very important. You may say, well, I don't think those things are very important, but I think that they are. And I'm the one that wrote the book. But there are many more things that I want to say in future videos, so please stay tuned for more information and for more very important things. You know, this video is going to go on and on and on. It just goes on and on, my friend. People started singing it, not knowing you know what I'm saying? Like, so, now for the video. Ladies and gentlemen, misconceptions by me, Joey Arnold, J.A., Original Oatmeal, O-O. O-O is magic, I know, every time you look around. For more information, contact me. For more information, contact me. For more info, contact me, okay? Email me at originaloatmeal@gmail.com. Email me at originaloatmeal@gmail.com. Watch my videos at youtube.com/originaloatmeal. Read my articles at joeyomnia.blogspot.com. because I'm a writer and I like to write. So I'm always writing. And very important that you remember that my one and only Facebook profile account is facebook.com/JoeyArnold7. That's fb.com/JoeyArnold7. Please don't forget this. This is very important. Joey Arnold only has one Facebook. But a lot of people say that he has lots of Facebook. So today is 2014-2/15. That's the 15th of February in the year 2014. So today is Saturday, about 3 p.m. It's actually 3:30 now. The 15th hour of the day in my room where I live sometimes. Sometimes I live in the pagoda, the Leaf Pagoda in the Gulf District too. But right now I'm in my room, 5444 District 1, Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, Vietnam, Southeast Asia, of the world of the Milky Way galaxy. So, it's very important that you remember that I am not a sex offender. Some people say that I am a sex offender, but I'm not exactly a sex offender. Not at all, actually. Not at all. Somebody made a video, actually just a picture of me, and it says that I am, and I believe that the guy that did it was a guy named Jordan Jones. But he didn't have a profile picture on Facebook, but he posted it on Facebook, and there's a bunch of articles that talked about it, and I told people to tell other people about how people are lying about me, and I just don't like when people lie about me. So I never said that I was a sex offender. I never said that I was a pedophile. I never said that. Somebody else did, and somebody else made the photos. At least one other person said it, but it wasn't me. And it's too bad that people continue to say that I am, and that I said that I was, because I never said that I was. Not exactly. I think you're misunderstanding exactly what happened. So, I did not make those photos that says I'm a sex offender. I did not make those photos that says I'm a sex offender. You're being misunderstood. Others made those photos, not me. Other people made those photos, not me. Others made those photos, not me. Very important that you understand this and you stop listening to the lies, and please don't spread the lies that I said that I'm a sex offender, because I did not say that I'm a sex offender. I never said I was a pedophile. I can't even say the word right. Pedophile. I never said that I was. And I'm really, really sad because people are saying that I am when I'm not. I'm not crazy. I just see things differently. I'm not crazy. I just see things differently. He's not crazy. He just has a lot of weird things to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying. You're just confused. People are calling me a sex offender at a Facebook group. This is very important that you remember. Like I say many, many times, there's a lot of things that are very important. And please remember that other people are saying that I'm a sex offender, not me. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I never said that I was. I'm going to go on the record to say that I didn't say it, and that I'm not crazy either. You're just misunderstanding me and misunderstanding how I do things. A lot of people say that I need help, that I need to go to some kind of lunatic bin because I'm crazy for all these different things that I do, but it's not crazy. You just misunderstand what I do because you think, oh, I'm crazy because I've done stuff that you've never done. So in a way, you're subconsciously jealous of the different things that I've done. So this is another side of Vietnam. So let me rewind in case you forgot what I'm talking about. So people are calling me a sex offender at another side of Vietnam. ASOV, another side of Vietnam. That's a Facebook group. That is a Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/21346846424. They're saying a lot of bad things, and some of them are just joking and they're having a good time, but some people may actually believe that I'm a bad person, that I should be deported out of Vietnam, but I shouldn't be. Because I'm a good person and I've wanted to travel the world and help people since I was 8 years old. Back in 1993, since I was born in 1985. It's very important to remember that I'm not a crazy person and I'm not trying to hurt people, kill people, mess up people, but people are saying horrible things about me on all these different websites that I'm this spam, and that I'm this a sex offender, and that I'm worse than Hitler himself. Sometimes I relate myself to Hitler, but whenever I say that, people misunderstand what I really mean and what I'm trying to say, and I don't like it when people misunderstand me. But here I want to tell you a little bit about another side of Vietnam. Very important to remember. I want you to remember, and I want you to think about what I'm saying. On another side of Vietnam, it's a Facebook group. Here is one comment from ASOV, another side of Vietnam, as follows. Robert Bicknell writes, Andy, if I read some of the comments here correctly, the guy has claimed to be everything under the sun. The story changes faster than the weather. Wrong. No. I say no. I say, hey, dude, what's up? What's up, dude? You're wrong. You're wrong. Down in the hood, you're wrong, yo. I think I'm part black like Will Smith, but I'm not. But I know enough to be a little sane. I'm not totally insane, even though people say you must be insane to keep up all these different acts of these things of what you're not, but that's not exactly true. There's a lot of things I do as an actor, as a person that likes to tell stories. So my story's not changing. You need to understand that my story is not changing. My story is misunderstood. That's the thing that you misunderstand, is that my story is so big and so complex that you're misunderstanding what it is. I'm not changing my mind about who I am, about my occupations, my jobs, my careers, of what I do, where I go. It's just that you don't understand exactly everything about me because you've never really seen anybody like me. Sometimes you do, but then you write it out because, you write it off. You write it out, you write it off, and you say, like, man, I don't like that guy. That man is so different. And then you say, that guy's horrible, and you stay away from them because it's different, because the people are different. And we shouldn't exactly be that way, but we are. We tend to do that with all these different things in our life. We see things that are different, and we hate it. Sometimes we look at our own bodies, and we hate it because it's different. And especially girls, they look at their bodies, and they think, man, my body is not as skinny as Barbie. And they want to be as pretty and as skinny as a 7-foot Barbie doll. But there's not a lot of real Barbie dolls in the world that are actually people and not dolls. And sometimes they have to have like plastic surgery or something to make themselves look as beautiful as possible. And I saw one of those photos on another side of Vietnam where there was that model, this girl from the 1970s, and then she had plastic surgery. And it was good for the time back in the 1970s or so, like 40 years ago. But now she's kind of deformed, and I saw some of the pictures of what she looks like now, and if you're from another side of Vietnam, you know what I'm talking about. That is, if you saw it. Sometimes these things hurt us. When we try to act normal and look normal, we can't. Like, if you want to look like a model and you want to look like another girl, like a Barbie doll, you can't if your body is a little different. And you shouldn't, like, make fun of other people who might look a little different, act a little different, if they're more heavy, if their bones are a little fatter, if they think a little different. We shouldn't be so biased and stereotypical, and that's the point of this video, and I'm just trying to stand up for the people that are outcast as outsiders, and because there's a lot of people like that. And if you watch videos in Hollywood or even all around the world, like some of the biggest videos, some of the biggest films are stereotyped. Like, there's a lot of stereotypes about the way you're supposed to look, or the things that you're supposed to do, and certain people are the criminals. They're the bad people in the story, in the movies, in the books, and other people are just like, they're the protagonists, they're the heroes, they're the good guys because of the way they look. And that's profiling. Even though profiling, like on Criminal Minds, is a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing, and we have to be careful about that. I'm not changing my mind about who I am, about my occupations. See, I'm a writer because I write. I'm a comedian because people laugh at me. What? People laugh at me? Oh no, wait, that's kind of a bad thing. So maybe I'll take that back. But then maybe sometimes I make people laugh, and then like I always get that. I always get like a mixed reaction. Like lots of people have told me that I'm funny, and lots of people have told me I'm not funny. So I'm kind of confused at the moment because it just kind of goes back and forth like a teeter-totter. It's not so good. I think sometimes I'm funny if I talk about like different things that's happened in my life. Like if I talk about my rats, my guinea pigs, different stories in my life are kind of funny, especially when I made horrible mistakes in my life. I could talk about it and I could say, oh, one time I called a girl a dog, and then people are like, ha ha ha, and then I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, it's a bad thing when people laugh at me and they're not laughing with me, and I understand, but at the same time, if I can make people feel better, it's okay to some extent. If people laugh at me, it's okay. I'm not here just to make myself feel better and to just be selfish, like, because if I can make people feel a little bit better, then that's okay too, even if it hurts me. So I'm a teacher because I talk, because I pass because I pass on info, I pass on information. Simple as that. You don't need certain degrees or qualifications to be somebody, to be something, to pass on information as a teacher. You are a teacher if you're a teacher, not because somebody else says you're a teacher. You can't just let other people define who you are. You got to define who you are yourself. That's the bottom line. And that's very important to remember in life. But too many times we let other people define who we are and say who we are, and we shouldn't do that. But we do it all the time. And it's retarded. It's messed up that we do that we let other people say who we are. Oh, I have to have a certificate. I gotta have a degree or something. And I understand that you should go after that. I'm not against those certain things. I'm just saying that those things don't totally make you who you are. You can have a degree, and that doesn't mean you are a good teacher or a good whatever it is. Or you can not have a degree or a certificate, but you can still be good at the given occupation that you're doing, if you're good at it. See, it's more important about the experience, about the ability to do it, and not just the paper. The paper doesn't really have value in it in and of itself. Not necessarily. Sometimes it kind of does, but not exactly. And that's the thing that we should think about. But we misunderstand, and we don't want to think about it all the time, and it's just too bad. And we should think about that. Like, for example, if you were learning English from an amazing English teacher, and your parents learned from the person, and their grandparents learned English from that one teacher, and your children and your grandchildren learned from that one teacher who taught English for say 80 years or 50 years, like a long time. And then one day you go to that teacher who's been teaching so many people, like thousands and thousands of people, and everybody is happy. Every single person who learns English from that person, from that amazing teacher, says, oh, the teacher's so great. We love the teacher, and we have parties with the teacher, once a year for like an anniversary, and we love him, and he's so good, or she's so good. And then one day, it's imagine, you go to the teacher and you say, so, do you have any teaching certificates, any teaching degrees? Do you have what it takes to be, did you have the qualifications, the credentials? Do you have that? And imagine if the teacher said, no. Do you tell your parents and do you tell your children, you were not taught by a teacher? Oh my goodness, my life is ruined. Our lives are ruined. You might not do that. Because what matters is if you learn something and if the teacher helped you, even if the person did not have the right qualifications and credentials. What matters is if you learned something. If the person was able to do what the person said they were able to do, that's what matters. A whole lot more than what the government thinks or what people big institutes think, because what they say are sometimes old and outdated and too traditional, and they may not always know what's best for you. You can't always let other people define who you are, and you can't let other people always say what's best for you, because sometimes other people don't always know what's best for you, and sometimes what's best for somebody else is not always what's best for you. So let me say I'm a teacher because I talk, because I like teaching, because I try my best to pass on info to other people, and if people like it, people like it, and if people don't like it, they don't have to be my student, and I'm moving on. And the list goes on. The list of my different jobs goes on and on and on, like that song from Lamb Sop Play Along from PBS, Public Broadcasting Station, where you have educational channels all the way back from the 1980s or so, where you have like Sesame Street and Barney, and you also have Lamb Sop Play Along, and the song goes like, it's a song that never ends, it just goes on and on, my friend. People started singing it, not knowing it, and you know, I'm not saying that I'm a professional at any of those certain fields, occupations, or jobs, etc. I'm not saying I'm really, you know, all these different things, like a real web designer, or a real teacher, or a real writer, musician, or that I've ever played in the NBA, National Basketball Association, with Michael Jordan, that I'm tall and black and in the NBA. I'm not saying that I actually do all these different things that I say that I do. I'm just saying that I got a lot of different hobbies, you know. I'm not saying that I'm a professional at any of these certain fields, occupations, jobs, etc. I'm just saying that I like to do many different things from my hobbies. It's that simple. I'm just saying that I like to do many different things from my hobbies. I do not have many profiles on Facebook, FB. I do manage groups, fan pages, and accounts on Facebook. Facebook allows for the management of multiple and various groups, pages, and profiles on Facebook. If you look at the rules and you look at how people use Facebook, you will see this all the time. You will see this many, many times. If you've been on Facebook as long as I have, which is since about 2006, you will see this. I've been on Facebook for the past 8 years, and I see this all the time. Many, many people do this. I started doing it prematurely and sometimes questionably, but I always have a lot of different reasons for why I have different groups, pages, and profiles. But they're not like my own, like say I have different projects. I only have one profile account, but I also have other groups and pages which I'm allowed to do. The rule says that you should only have one profile account, and I do only have one profile account. And a lot of people say, well, he has a lot of different profile accounts, but I don't. That's a misconception again. I only have one official Facebook account, Joey Arnold, fb.com/JoeyArnold7. Now, I did start a new one recently when I came to Vietnam. In the beginning of 2013, I started a new one called Original Oatmeal. Because I started that new nickname when I came to Vietnam. I just came up with Original Oatmeal. And so I had a new profile, and I was going to try to get all my friends to go to this new profile. But then people didn't want to go to my new profile. And I used to have a different address for this old Facebook. It used to be fb.com/JoeyArnold without the 7. But then I tried to transfer it to a fan page, but then it wouldn't let me transfer it, the URL address, and then I tried to put it back and it wouldn't let me, and then I had to change the URL to JoeyArnold7, the username, and that was really sad. And then I decided, you know, that's kind of confusing. What if people forget the number 7? And then I came up with a nickname, a new name, a nickname, Original Oatmeal. And then I try to get everybody to add me there, but then people wouldn't add me, and then I think Facebook sort of deactivated my account a few days ago, my new Facebook account, Original Oatmeal. So now I'm just using this one for now. Since, I am kind of broke and I can't exactly go to the USA, back home. And I don't want to go back home anyways, because I wanted to travel the world and help people since 1993 when I was 8. So if I go back home, I'll be turning my life away. And my whole life will be like a waste. And I'll have like nothing to live for. Like maybe, like to some extent, because this is what I'm for. And I've always been destined. I feel like I'm supposed to do really good and important things to help people. And if I don't, then what am I on earth for? If I can't help people and inspire people to be the best kind of oatmeal in the world, then who am I? I'm nothing. We can truly make the world better with one oatmeal at a time. I believe that, do you? But other groups and pages and profiles are my various projects. Very important to remember this. Other groups and pages and profiles on Facebook are my various projects. But I only have one Facebook. Facebook.com/JoeyArnold7. I only have one Facebook. But I have different groups, pages, and profiles for various projects. Which is totally allowable because a lot of people do it. Many people on Facebook manage these profiles for various projects, companies, cafes. Some even manage accounts for their pets, for Star Wars characters, Harry Potter characters, all these different characters that are not real. People that are not real. Characters are sometimes not real, etc. So, I do things like that because other people do it too. And I think sometimes it's very important because it's what the internet is for. It's for the users to do as they like. Unless if it breaks some really big rules. But I believe that I'm not breaking any rules. That I'm just doing things just like other people are doing. There are many misconceptions about Joey Arnold Original Oatmeal. That's me, Joey Arnold. And you saw my face earlier in the video, so don't forget what I look like. I'm not a sex offender. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a squirrel. I'm not a bad person. I'm not Dexter. I'm not Hitler. I'm not any of those bad things. Other people lie about me because they don't like me for some reason or another, and they're trying to get me kicked and banned out of Vietnam and out of the world almost. And they want me killed and thrown in jail, and they say all these bad things, and then people just kind of joke or they really hate me, and it's really sad, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. So there are many misconceptions about Joey Arnold Original Oatmeal, and I really don't like the misconceptions. So the list goes on and on. And there are many more things that I want to say. So please stay tuned to hear more later, because there's a lot more to say, and it's already been like a half an hour. And I could have made this video a lot longer, but please remember my contact information in case you want to contact me or watch my videos or try to read my blog. Or just go to my Facebook and add me or something. There's a lot of good things that I want to say, and I'm not totally a crazy person, even though sometimes I kind of act like a crazy person by the way I look, by the stuff that I say, by the videos I make. I kind of make it appear that I'm a crazy person, but I have different reasons for why I do it, and I'm not totally crazy. You're just misunderstanding and misinterpreting what I'm saying. You're putting a lot of stereotypes, and you're kind of being biased and racist, and you're kind of being selfish too, and I really don't like it when people don't think outside the box. I just got done seeing the Lego movie, and it kind of reminds me of the Matrix. And sometimes in life, we're kind of stuck in the Matrix. We're kind of in a Lego film, and we don't really see the real world. We're just stuck in the things that people have taught us, and we're kind of like brainwashed sometimes. And we shouldn't exactly be brainwashed. We should learn how to think on our own on how the world thinks. I know that people will continue to say bad things about me sometimes, and people will think that I'm crazy, and that I'm a lunatic, and that I have no life, and I'm just obsessed about certain things, and I'll just have to deal with it. it just happens. But at the same time, I will protest. I will tell people that it's not right. And we can stand up against other people, and we should not stand, for bad things. We should stand against bad things, even if it gets us killed. Even if it gets us killed, because doing the right thing is more important than having people like us. It's a lot more important. So please remember that. Please consider that. Please take care. Please take care. Please don't take my words out of context. Please remember the things that I say. My videos are at youtube.com/originaloatmeal. My blog is joeyomnia.blogspot.com, and I do have other blogs too. My Facebook is fb.com/joeyarnold7. And my email is originaloatmeal@gmail.com.